All right, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic we are going to get into, it seems like a bunch of you loved the earlier video that we posted earlier today about VINs, searching for VINs and figuring out if your Tesla Model Y that you probably have a pending order on and you have not taken delivery yet, well, if you want to figure out if your VIN, your Tesla Model Y order, if it's coming from the Austin factory and not the Fremont factory, Austin factory only, because we talked about the Fremont factory VINs in the earlier video earlier today. So if you want to check it out, it's on that channel to figure out if your Tesla Model Y has hardware 4.0 versus hardware 3.0. So we'll take a look at it and we'll take a look at all the different ways that you can try and figure out as well. But before we get into that, let's roll that intro real quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best behind Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide that has links to all the credit unions and banks that are lower than Tesla's financing to financing your Tesla. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. But let us take a look at it. So if you missed yesterday's or today's earlier video today, we talked about how you can actually figure out and get if your Tesla Model Y has hardware 4.0, if your VIN, if your Model Y is coming from the Fremont factory. It's this video right here. You can go on the channel and you can check it out if you're interested in that one. But it's basically the 10th digit. The first one is how can you figure out where your VIN is actually coming from which factory? I think it's the 10th digit. If it's A, of course, it stands for Austin, and F as the 10th digit stands for Fremont. So that's how you can figure out. So if you have a F in the 10th digit, if it's Fremont, then go check out this video. But if you're here and if you have a Austin VIN, if your vehicle or your Tesla Model Y is coming from Austin, then here is how you can actually figure out. We've found a couple different threads because I started getting pings and comments yesterday asking if you have an Austin Model Y, then how can you actually figure out? And so I've always recommended this same sort of process into actually going to Tesla Motors Club, which is a forum, and there's specifically waiting room threads where there's people just like you, just like me, that there's out there that are waiting for your Tesla Model Y. There's a good amount of them out there, depending on when people ordered, what location they're at in, and you can take a look and you can read on and on with people that have just taken delivery. They even post like when they placed their order. They post like portions of their VIN, and of course they'll also post whether they have hardware 4.0 or not. But scouring through some of the threads, here is where I found a post that definitely stuck out to me. So this one looks like this person, Alexa UA, found a VIN that had hardware 4.0. You can see it right here on the screen. And you can see they blurred out some of the VIN for some reason. And they said this one is from Austin, but not Fremont. And then down here, someone actually gave the full VIN to this exact thread. So if you look at it here, it's PA124XXX. Of course, this is a Austin VIN. You can see by this digit right here. And so if you have a VIN that's higher than 124XXX, maybe 1245 or 1241, really, we can't really figure out here. Even if you have one that's 125XXX, then you pretty much, it's not 100% foolproof, but most likely it's going to be built after this exact one that you can see on the screen. So you probably will have hardware 4. Of course, there's plenty of ways to figure out in person as well. If you, when you go to the delivery date, you can reject delivery, even though, your miles may vary. You definitely take a risk there with rejecting on site because, I've definitely heard of people getting their orders canceled by Tesla. So I don't want you to go through that. I'd rather you maybe do this, or maybe even ask your Tesla advisor, ping them before you take a visit to see if they can tell you if your vehicle has hardware 4.0 or not. But of course, when you arrive on site, when you arrive to your actual delivery appointment, you'll be able to see based upon the cameras, based upon what it actually looks like to see if it has hardware 4.0 or not. And so we definitely made a video about it yesterday where we compared all the different, what the pictures look like on the vehicle vehicles that had Heart 4.0 and which one doesn't. And of course, shout out to Kilowatts for posting this. He was one of the first people that we highlighted yesterday about Fremont factory VINs and what digit you actually have to have. And if you're confused on that one, here it is again. We can talk about it very, very quickly. But basically, if you have a Fremont build, the 10th digit is an F. Then if your VIN starts after 789 400, so even if 789 500, 600, anything like that, you most likely have hardware 4.0 with the upgraded newer, or maybe the newer cameras, not just the upgraded cameras. And how you can actually tell is if you take a look at these side repeaters. He didn't put a, okay, yeah, you can picture right here. You can see it literally looks, it's definitely bigger. It's more bubbled out. And of course, depending on how you look at it, it can also look red as well. So that's how you can tell if you take a look at it physically in person. And so definitely shout out to these couple people that posted this on the Tesla forums thread that you can actually see which of these vehicles have hardware 4.0. And so my question to you all is, if you arrive at your delivery appointment and if you don't have the hardware 4.0 cameras, are you going to cancel your order? Are you going to reject your order? Are you basically going to try and ask them to see if they can get you hardware 4.0? Or do you need a vehicle today and it's kind of just, you're going to go with it no matter what? Because right now Tesla inventory is kind of in this weird lull right now. I mean, there's plenty of vehicles still in inventory for Tesla.com and across the country, and they're starting to introduce some vehicles with actual discounts as well, especially in other markets, it's including Canada, which we'll talk about it. But there's plenty of vehicles, and this is going to be interesting because there could be. I mean, also my other question is, how much of you are actually out there that are more pressed about or really interested in hardware 4.0, and what percentage of you out there don't really care about it and you'll take delivery ASAP no matter what? But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. We're going to jump into the next topic, but before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources I use to get the best possible deal at the best financing rate, including credit unions and banks on that list that all have interest rates lower than Tesla financing, lower than Tesla's 5.59%. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. And as an added benefit, I do respond to all Patreon DMs in the Patreon app if you want to send me a message and ask me a quick question at a certain membership level. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. Here it is on the screen if you want to check it out. But thank you for joining in. Michael, welcome. Eric's, Rajesh, Kay, and Michael again. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for supporting. We'll definitely get to all the live stream comments because that's the benefit, right? You can come in here, ask anything you want, and we will get to it. But I definitely recommend, if you are waiting for your Tesla, definitely check out Tesla Motors Club. It's a cool forum with a bunch of like-minded people just like you and me that are basically waiting for your Tesla Model Y, 3, S, or even X. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff.